What's up, guys? It's your boy Reaction Action, bringing you another video, man. All right, today we're gonna be reacting to Tom Holland Empire Live Podcast, a live podcast. Okay, guys, from the thumbnail, it looks like Tom Holland is gonna be speaking to a live audience, live, which is weird because I thought podcast was like in a studio, and just talking into a mic, and nobody was there, but you were speaking to everybody. So I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm guessing that he's probably just gonna answer a question. It might be like just an interview or something like that, or he just may be talking to that guy and the audience may just be listening. Who knows, guys? But let's figure it out. Let's get on into it. But anyways, guys, enjoy my reaction. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, comment new videos you want to see in the future, and if you're new, join this family and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the video.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Okay, time now, folks, for our first guest.
First get
10%
battery remaining.
Is a man
Well,
who is
to charge your phone.
not the director of Fright Night, nor is he the author of Rubicon and Persian Fire. He's not a footballer for the New Saints either,
Yes.
and he has never, to my knowledge, repaired James Dyer's roof. But he is one of the best and brightest young actors on the planet. He is the star of films. You're way ahead of me, aren't you? He's the star of films like The Impossible, Cherry,
The Impossible.
Captain America, Civil
Yes,
War,
sir.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From
And
Home,
Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's go,
and
baby.
now, the eagerly anticipated Uncharted. Please welcome Tom Holland!
Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Let's give it up. Tom through the mother freaking Holland. All right, what we got? Let's go.
Oh my word, Tom! Sit in the middle.
The
chair,
love.
Like a water.
Evening, everyone. Hello. Hi.
Oh. They put
How's
the
it
water
going?
just out of reach, which
I'm
is
gonna
really
just scoot forward.
annoying.
No,
Scoot
what is
forward,
that?
get the water.
Oh, it's water? Okay.
How are
Evening,
you? Does
everyone.
that happen everywhere you go now?
Almost.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's strange.
Like you just go into your local shop and it's like, Tom Holland is here!
I'm like, shut up.
They will know. How are you, man? You good?
I'm good, yeah. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm very good. I am very, very good indeed. Thank you for doing this, because things must be pretty hectic for you right now. Not just with having one of the biggest movies of all time,
Yes.
but Uncharted is out
Yes.
next week.
Yes.
What are the nerves like at this point? You're 6 days out from release. It's out of your hands.
Yeah, is he nervous about the movie?
Firstly, let me just say, I need to start reading my schedule because I was told that this was a podcast.
Yeah.
So I know that you're surprised to see
You
me.
feel
I'm
me?
far more surprised to see you.
Thought it was a podcast. Well, live podcast,
I
but.
was backstage like, who are all those people?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're 6 days out. It's always an exciting time. You know, we work our hardest to make these films what they
Right.
are. And, you know, you are the people that we make these films for. We want you guys to be able to escape, to enjoy the cinema-going experience, and to see something you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And Uncharted, you know, while it is paying respects to some of my favorite movies, you know, the Mission Impossibles, the Indiana
I love the
Jones,
Uncharted video
James
games,
Bonds
yeah.
of the world, it does have a certain quality to it that is incredibly unique. So for me, I'm 6 days out and I'm counting down the days. I've made films before where I'm like, can we just keep pushing it and pushing it? You just put it in the bin. So I'm incredibly excited. I'm very proud of the movie. Mark Wahlberg and I have had a wonderful time making this movie, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as
I might just watch it. I heard mixed reviews on
Can I
it.
just say something? I've never played the game, but I don't have a PlayStation.
Excuse me? Yeah, well, ooh.
But it made me want to play the game. Now, can you lend me 500 quid so I can buy a PlayStation? First of all. But what was your relationship like with the game before you signed on to this?
It's an interesting story actually. I was playing
Amazing
Uncharted
game.
4 while we were shooting the sequence in Spider-Man Homecoming where I fall through the elevator shaft.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a great way to start a story.
None of my stories start like that, by the way.
But yeah, so we were on set, and you know, naturally with those sort of heavy stunt action sequences, it takes a long time for lighting setups or for stunt, you know, rigs to be made safe and all that sort of stuff. So it's, you know, sometimes, you know, you can have 2 to 3 hours in your trailer waiting for people to finish tinkering with things.
Right.
So naturally, obviously working for Sony, one of the luxuries are that we don't have to spend £500 on a PlayStation because they give us one.
Right.
So yeah, we had a PlayStation and we started playing Uncharted 4. And I remember sitting there, I was with my best mate Harrison and...
Hi, Ray.
Ford.
What's this podcast called? The
Yeah.
This is new information.
Bringy Bang?
Harrison Osterfield, my mate from school, and he came out to Atlanta with me to work with me on Spider-Man 1.
Yes, sir.
And I remember sitting there with him saying, wow, this would make an amazing movie. Because the game, I don't know if anyone in here has played
Yes.
it, but they are so cinematic.
It's like
And the story is
movies.
so compelling.
Yes.
So, we're playing the games, and I'm thinking, wow, this would make an amazing film.
So well done,
I
dude.
look up who has the rights. Obviously, Sony have the rights. Fantastic. But Ryan Reynolds is attached to play Nate.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, brilliant. I'll let that one go. And then
He would make a
I
great
came
Nate.
up with an idea for a young Bond film, essentially like an origin story to what James Bond is.
Yeah.
I pitched it to Sony. I sat down with Tom Rothman and sort of pitched him the idea, and he really liked the idea. And it's no secret that Uncharted is a film that they have been trying to make for a very long time.
Really?
Mark Wahlberg at one point...
I didn't
was
know
gonna
that.
play
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah.
And then he got old, and now he's playing...
They should make God of War next, the movie.
Yeah, so and Tom sort of said, like, right, brilliant, well, let's do this. Let's cast you as Nate, and, I think taking over from Ryan Reynolds is the highest form of flattery.
It is.
He's as handsome as it gets. So then they cast me in the film, and we went through a huge prep process of finding the right director and working on the script and developing the actual film and the aesthetic of what it was going to be.
Right.
And then we got to set for the first day of shooting after sort of 5 years' work, and we got shut down because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Which was actually a blessing in disguise because I
What?
showed up to work and Mark was like 3 times the size of me. He's so massive. I look like his 12-year-old son. So I took the sort of 5-month break to just
work out?
train, eat,
Yeah.
and train, eat, and
Work
train,
out, yeah.
and put on as much weight as I could, which was good. I actually really enjoyed it.
Were you worried in case it just went all horribly wrong and you didn't put any muscle on? That was it. There's no movie at that point.
I mean, Tom puts on muscle pretty well for Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man muscles.
Yeah.
I would have called Sony and be like, send
But
me
they can
the
do
muscle
so
suit.
much stuff with CG these days now, Tom.
That is true.
They can. They take out all my acne. They do what's called a beauty pass. I went to go and see Spider-Man way before it was finished, and one of my biggest notes was like, "Can you please fix my skin?" Like,
He has
we were
acne?
shooting and we were tired, and when I
Really?
get tired, I eat unhealthily and stuff like that, and my acne comes
Mm.
out. So they do a beauty pass. So we don't
Okay.
look like that in real life, guys.
Yeah, I thought you just put the makeup
That kind of works
on
for
his
a
face.
17-year-old, right? Just leave it in. I'd say put more acne in, if anything.
It's true, it's just continuity. I get so much of this stuff, like I'll have spots bouncing over my face from
So, Uncharted, I'm a sucker for movies where people have to find the thing that tells them the way to get the what's it that
Yeah.
unlocks the doohickey. So I love all that stuff. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
me too.
And that must have been a tremendous. You're just in catacombs constantly. In
Very
catacombs. I love that
sophisticated.
shit.
Oh, I mean, mate, me too. Indiana Jones, those kind of films were my favourite films growing up.
Dude,
But
Indiana
it's a lot of
Jones.
fun.
How many of y'all seen
It's
Indiana
very
Jones movies?
frustrating. It's great to play the puzzles on the game, but to come up with the puzzles is really difficult. There's a huge sequence in this movie where Nate essentially has the final clue. He
No spoilers.
understands what it is he needs to do. He just needs to figure out how
Tom.
to utilize this clue, and it's to do with a map and these crosses and all this different stuff. And what was written in the script was like there was an X on the map,
Right.
and I was like, guys, it's like $5 billion worth of treasure. It was lost 500 years ago. They can't just put an X marks the spot. Will not be in this.
Yeah.
And we had to come up with the idea of how to discover the gold. And it was a lot of fun, but it took weeks and weeks and weeks, and we were pushing
thought.
the scene back and pushing
Right.
it back. And obviously, when you make these films, they build sets, and they want to strike them as quickly as possible because it costs money to rent the stages. And Sony was so angry at us because we were like, we can't break this set down because we haven't figured out the end.
Dude.
But eventually we figured it out, and it's a sequence that I'm very proud of because it's very exciting.
Okay.
So the film is based around their relationship between Nate and Sully, and this is the early years. So Sully hasn't got his tash.
Right.
Mustache
I
yet,
don't play
yeah.
the game, but I know Sully has a tash. Don't judge me. So Again, it must have been fun doing that.
Didn't Sully, I
with
think
Mark.
Sully had gray hair.
The details of
Wonder if
the
Mark Wahlberg has
relationship,
gray hair.
banter, finding the chemistry.
I mean, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think this film, the relationship between Nate and Sully, is really the heart and soul of the film. And, you know, there is nothing worse as an actor than forcing chemistry. If you're doing a scene with someone that you really don't like, but you have to pretend like
Chemistry reads.
it is really difficult. And I think audiences can sense
Pick it up.
So that's happened to you.
When?
Yeah.
When?
Have you ever heard of Anthony Mackie? Yeah.
What?
What a dick.
Anthony's gonna see this. He's
But
gonna be
yeah, no,
on
so I was-
Tom's
I was
head,
lucky
bro.
that Mark and I got on
Oh
really well,
my
and we were able
gosh.
to, just have fun, you know. Ruben is.
I wonder if Mackie responded to this.
So he really gave us the time
Jeez.
to enjoy the space and to work with each other and make mistakes. You know, I often find with these films, the best ideas come from the worst mistake.
Right.
So Ruben is the best director in that sense. He allows us to have the freedom to play, take the piss out of each other, and I think a lot of
Take the
our
what?
kind of back and forth banter off camera is what sort of made its way into the film. You know, we're both very competitive, so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but we were pushing each other's buttons where we could.
Okay, so I've got a bone to pick with Tom Holland.
Okay.
Last time I spoke to you, Tom, was for the Empire magazine cover feature for a little film I like to call Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh yes.
And you know, you were great. Yeah, you gave me the good shit.
Oh,
But I looked you directly in the eye over Zoom,
he must be talking about Spider-Man.
and I said, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew
Yes, I knew it, bro.
are they in this movie?
Oh.
And you said, you lying fucker. You said, no, they're not.
He can't reveal.
Come on, Tom.
I'm actually proud of Tom for
What's
not
happening?
spoiling that one.
Sony would have killed me.
You can say
I'm about to say, look, it's either you killing me or Sony killing
Sony
me.
would have killed me.
you could have given me a nod. You could have gone no,
Yeah.
and then an exaggerated wink or
Maybe-
something. I don't know.
I remember sitting down with one of the people that make the trailers, and he was trying to say that, you know, when there was that Brazilian trailer where Andrew's Spider-Man hit the lizard.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, we left that in there on purpose. I was like, no, you didn't, you lying bastard. You just missed it. And it was a great, like, he was trying to take credit for the most genius piece of marketing ever, and it was a complete accident.
All right. Okay. I'll
We
accept
all
that.
knew he
That's
got
fine.
kicked in the
it's all
face.
part of the great
I'm sorry,
game.
I had to maintain the magic.
No, it's fine. Hey, tell you what, you did say something. I said to you as well. Sinister Six in this movie, yes or no? You said no, and that was true.
Right.
So well done. There you go, Tom Holland.
They missed one. It was just 5 of them.
Aware of truth.
I think it's well, technically they
It was
were because
weird,
Venom
so
showed
little
up
dances
at the end.
because You knew that they were in the movie.
Sure.
I kind of knew they were in the movie.
Just don't fight.
But we couldn't actually say that sort of stuff. So, how difficult is it to keep that stuff stumm? I know you haven't had the best track record in that area,
Yeah.
but this is proper next
Thanks for
level
bringing that
secrecy.
up.
It's fine. We're moving.
He's doing good right now, though.
It is really tough, and I think now that I've managed to keep arguably the biggest secret in cinematic,
He redeemed himself on that one.
move on from the fact that I spoiled
I
everything.
will
It's so funny,
agree.
every time you sit down with the journalist, they're like, "So you like to spoil things, do you?" But yeah, it was tough. But you know why it was tough? It's like I'm a very honest person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm honest with my friends. I'm honest with the people that I'm surrounded by. But the only people I can't be honest with is the rest of the world. So I literally was lying every single day for
Yeah.
2 months, and it really weighs on you. Lying it's not good.
Oh, look at Tom. He's a nice-hearted man.
So,
It does.
Well, next time, if I ask something like that, you have to look me in the eye. Even if you're telling me a porky pie, you have
Right.
to do the wink. Okay.
Right, okay, I'll try my best.
All right, because in print,
I've got something
that
in my
doesn't come
eye
across.
kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay.
Said Holland winking conspicuously. That doesn't
Right.
really work like that in print, so it's fine. It's all good. But I'm just gonna ask really quickly because Spider-Man: No Way Home blew my socks off whenever I saw
It was amazing.
And, those moments with Toby and Andrew. I know you talked about this a little bit,
Sure.
but that must have been extraordinary. The first time, if you were on set. I mean,
Their chemistry was great, man.
there's not even a question
Yeah.
there. It's just me saying something at the end, going, "Jesus Christ."
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
No, it was mental. Honestly, mate, like, I was petrified when they were coming in. Because, you know, when you play Spider-Man for so long, there's only 3 people to have done it on the big screen, and you have a sense of ownership of the character.
Right.
It feels like a part of you, and I was worried that, you know, these other 2 actors who have equal ownership to this character were going to come in and kind of try and shake up the system.
Oh, okay.
And I'm delighted
Makes
that
sense.
they came in and all they wanted to do was elevate the movie. They had certain things that they wanted to try.
True
and
professionals.
I know Andrew was very keen to sort of get a point across throughout the film, which I really think he did, which I'm very proud of him for. But like all the acting and all of that aside, it was so fun. It was so fun because, you know, like I said, being Spider-Man can be quite alienating.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite a strange experience. So to have 2 other people that you can share that experience with and talk to, who are the only people that really understand some of the problems that you have, was an incredible experience for me. And they were like my big brothers. We really were like a brotherhood. The scene in the film when we say goodbye to each other, that is based off of something that actually happened naturally on set.
Really?
Shooting the scene on the roof where they come to see me after May's death. And if you haven't seen it, that's your fault.
Not spoiler at this point. Not spoiler at this point, people. You've had 3 months to see it now. If you haven't seen it yet,
yeah, well, I just remember
sucks to
looking
be
at
you.
them up there.
Gotta love Tom,
It's
bro.
a late night audience, right? Well, we've been swearing all the time.
Yeah, it's too late now.
But yeah, I remember, so, you know, you shoot these big films and, you know, rather than on a smaller film, a scene can take an afternoon to shoot. On a big film, it can take 3 days to
Right.
shoot. Just because, you know, rather than having, like, cross coverage, you've got 2 camera cranes working in tandem with each other, and it takes a while for them to get set up.
Right.
So I'm shooting this crying scene on the roof. You've all seen it, and if you haven't. And I was crying for like 2 days straight, just constantly crying. And it was fine, I was getting it done.
Yeah, like eye drops.
I was going to shoot my close-up, and I was sort of struggling to get there.
Mm.
And you know, one of the ways I cry on set is I think about how happy I am and how lucky I am. And sometimes that kind of emotion spurs on.
Well.
So I just went up to Toby and Andrew and sort of like, I had them like this. And I sort of said, guys, thank you so much for being here, for participating, for being so welcoming and kind and loving. And as I was
Dude.
talking, I was like, and Andrew started crying and Toby started crying, and then we were hugging.
We've all started
and
crying.
The writers were like, yeah, it's gonna be brilliant. So it was fun. It was a good time, and you know, Andrew can take his hands off. Hang on, let me explain that better. That makes no sense. Hang on.
This is
One of the hardest things about wearing the Spider-Man suit is not being able to use your fingers, because you can't use your phone because the gloves aren't like touchscreen sensitive.
Okay.
So I have got so good at using my you know.
Gonna try that later.
And I was on set and we were sort of talking about the problems, like, isn't that so annoying? And then Andrew just went zip and pulled both of his hands out.
It's probably because his suit's like different from.
Well, honestly, I was furious. I was like, the cheek, you've come to my set
with
your hands.
And you bring a better suit than me. You can clear your hands.
We're out of time, but I do want to ask just one last thing. Don't worry, there are more people coming. It's
Uh-huh.
fine. Tom's got to go.
Tough act to follow, though, I know.
Oh yeah.
How you gonna follow Tom Holland? You gotta love it, man.
See, that's the thing I like about you, Tom. You lack confidence. If you can get confidence, honestly, the sky's the limit.
Cheeky little shit.
Takes one to know one.
Oh.
Very quickly, the scene where you and the other Peters point at each other.
Yes.
Did you have to explain that
Dude.
to Tobey Maguire because he's ancient?
I don't know. I think Toby may have. Well.
T McG. No, he knew what that
I
was.
saw the pic on
He knew
Instagram
what
too,
that
guys.
was. That was actually Andrew's idea.
Okay.
To do that. There's multiple points in the film. I think there's 2, but we shot like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Just because at any given moment we'd all be like,
That
you see what we did there?
was great.
But no, it was, I mean, honestly, mate, like, that film for me will forever be one of the highlights of my career. Like, from
I think it was, wasn't it? It was
from
his.
the people that have been on every single Spider-Man
Like-
film with me, You
The
know,
biggest
my
movie
friends
he's
and
ever
family
made so far.
Been on this roller coaster from the beginning to sharing it with Toby and Andrew to, you know, breaking all of these records,
Right.
which we owe you guys for. I mean, that's your part, and you've done it so well. Thank you.
Give me my credit for seeing the movie 10 times.
I don't think there will ever be anything.
No, I didn't see it
like
10
this.
times, guys, but
And I'm delighted and honoured to have been a part of it, and it's been the most rewarding and wonderful experience. And to share it with Toby and Andrew at the end
great.
was just amazing.
It was amazing to see.
I would love to be the one guy in this room who hasn't seen it.
No
Is
That
there
would be-
anyone that hasn't seen
way.
it?
No way.
We need to have a talk about Aunt May.
Oh, that's
But we'll do that after Tom
That is
leaves.
tough, man.
He is indeed a hard act to follow. Uncharted is out next week. Will you please give it up once again for the incredible
you
Tom
gotta give it
Holland?
up to Tom Holland, man. That was good. I enjoyed that a lot, man. That was good. That was really good. Goodbye, Tom.
Amazing!
That was really good, guys. I enjoyed that a lot.
Okay, so it turns out this was not like the regular podcast format, and even Tom was like, he was confused as well. He was just like, why are there people here? I thought this was a podcast.
Yeah, that confused me as well.
It really just seemed like a regular interview in front of like a lot of people. I'm not really sure how to call it podcast, but I mean, I actually really like how we got like some insider on like what was going on in the set, and how Tom was being very honest about like chemistry between like characters. Dude, that burn Anthony Mackie was it was something serious. Like I don't know. I think he was playing. I think he was joking. I don't know. Like I know that like in recent interviews or whatever like that, they've definitely been like going at each other. So I think he was kidding around. Or was he? I don't know, but it was hilarious either way. And I'm very proud of Tom. He did not spoil a single thing. He was on the crux of spoiling a little bit of Uncharted, but he ended up stopping and giving us just a little bit, you know. So he's learning. And the guy was talking about how he was just like, Tom, you sat there and lied to me the entire time saying that Toby and Andrew were not in the movie. But, you know, I mean, you gotta pick who you want to get in trouble with. Sony, the people who write the checks, or a guy of a podcast. Yeah, guys, Tom even said that he felt really bad for having to lie to everybody. And even Andrew, I think I remember watching some with Andrew. Andrew was even, he even liked to lie all the time like he had to do to the people. But Tom has definitely redeemed this. I think he's definitely redeemed himself for keeping that a secret, the 3 Spider-Man in one movie. He kept that a secret, guys. So I think he definitely did. I think we can leave spoiler Tom in the past at this point, can't we? Overall, this is a great video. This is obviously a promotion of his new movie, Uncharted. I played the games are amazing. I've heard mixed reviews about this movie, and I still haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. If you guys say it's good, I might go see it, but who knows, guys. But anyways, guys, enjoy my reaction. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, comment any videos you want to see in the future, and if you're new, join this family, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
2, 1.